Hello and welcome to my channel. There seems to be a lot of questions around how to design bedrooms, whether it be large, small, huge, oddly shaped, or working around obstacles such as oddly placed doors, windows, or bulkheads. So today I wanted to talk about 6 factors you would want to think about and consider before designing your bedroom, really before designing any space, but today we will focus on the bedroom. Now this will not include full floor plans and design aesthetics for each and every type of bedroom because that's not what this video addresses. I simply want to offer you 6 factors that you would want to consider before designing your bedroom. If you are new here, my name is Clarice Smith and I am an eXp realtor and interior designer, and here on my channel I share real estate and design content whether you're buying, selling, remodeling, redesigning, or just looking to improve your space to work and function better for you. In interior design, to find a solution, we begin with asking questions. Design is not a straight line. It's more like a web where it connects and interconnects the various parts to one another. The first factor you want to consider are the people, the occupants of the space. Is it an infant, a child, a teenager, an adult, an elderly person? Knowing all of this will help you in planning the function, layout, and furnishings of the space. Time occupancy ratio. Knowing the current needs of the occupant will guide you in creating the best design for the space. And then also knowing any physical needs or requirements of the occupants. Knowing the physical needs of the occupants will guide your decision making in designing the space with the furnishings, the function, the materials, the color scheme. Everything that you do in this space will be influenced by the needs of the occupants. The second factor that you need to consider when designing your bedroom is the purpose. Now, obviously, there is sleep involved here, and that may have been what came to mind immediately. Well, duh, it's a bedroom. I'm going to, sleep there. Knowing the purpose that the bedroom will be utilized for or multitask for other than just sleeping, it could be to study, to work, socialize. Is it the primary place or space that the occupant will be in? Knowing this will help you determine the layout, the color scheme, the furnishings, and of course the priorities. Factor number 3, budget, and this is a big one. Knowing your budget can tell you where you need to put your money so that your priorities are met and that your project does not stall due to lack of funds. For example, if the priority is work or study, then you know that you need to invest in a good desk, a good chair. Factor number 4 is furnishings and built-ins. You need to know the furnishings that you will be keeping, and you need to know what you will be purchasing or building in addition to what you currently have. Knowing the furnishings that you currently have will help you determine the percentage of your budget that will go towards sourcing additional pieces for the space. Factor number 5, priorities. Knowing your priorities for a space, this will determine 1, where your budget is applied, but it will also determine the order in which things are done. Factor number 6, space. Is it small, average, or large? Knowing the measurements of your space will influence the layout, furnishings, size of furnishings, and the quantity of materials needed to complete the project. Knowing the size of your bedroom will help you realistically plan out the space design. What is the shape of your space? Is it square, rectangle, triangle, some other odd shape? Knowing this will help you to plan out the space and also allude to any obstacles or challenges that you may have to overcome in designing the space. What is the focal point of your space? Typically in a bedroom, the commanding wall is the one you face when you come into the room. However, this may not always be an option, or there may be something else that is demanding the attention of the occupant. For example, there could be a view that is from a side wall that does not allow the bed to be placed on the focal wall that you see when you walk into the space. Also, you need to know the obstacles or limitations of a space. Knowing these will help you to plan ahead to work around them, such as if you have a soffit, perhaps you can incorporate it into the space with built-ins or shelves or disguise it in some way. In a bedroom, generally the obstacles that we must work around are door placements and window placements, and where to put the bed. Typically, you think of a symmetrical layout where you have a window on either side of the bed. Now, this window may possibly line up with your nightstands. It could be to the outside of it, in which case, of course, you would put some type of window covering on the windows, and then you have your artwork behind the bed. How your bed interacts with where the windows and doors are placed will be largely governed by the function that you need the bedroom to serve, who the occupants are, the size of the bedroom, depending on the size of your bed, the layout. All of these factors work together. You may have a bedroom where there is only one window on the wall that you will be placing the bed. Depending on where that window lines up, for example, if it lines up behind one of the nightstands, you can create the same visual line by placing a piece of art equal to the size of the window on the opposite side. If you have a bedroom wall and there's only one window on the wall and you want to place your bed in the center, whether the window is much smaller than the bed, perhaps it's much narrower or it's off center, you can add window treatments to help balance this out. This may simply be adding panels on both sides in order to widen it or make it look more centered, or it could be adding drapes all the way across the wall so that your bed is then backed up to a wall of drapery and curtains instead of an oddly placed window. There are many scenarios that could play out with the same room. There is really no right or wrong answer on how to design a bedroom given the placement of the windows and doors. If you have one window on the wall, you have two windows on the wall, you have no windows on that wall. In order to properly design a bedroom, you really have to take into account all of the factors we've discussed, because depending on the occupants, the needs, the size of the space, the placement of the windows and doors, the size of the furnishings, all of these connect and interconnect in order to create a design that functions for the occupant. And so any given space can be designed in many different ways depending on what the answer to these questions are for you. You have to look at your situation and what you need your bedroom to do for you. A design is supposed to serve the occupants. So if it doesn't follow the traditional place this bed at point A and your nightstand at point B and your chair and a dresser over here, if it doesn't follow the exact formula that we have grown so accustomed to, that's okay. The occupants and the space really determine the best design for that space. The space is going to show you its limitations, be that where the four walls are located or something that's within the space that is limiting. The occupant will also determine the design of the space, because it's going to need to serve that occupant. What are their needs? What are their preferences? Whether that be work, study, a physical need, just a design preference. If it's a child's room or an adult's room or an elderly person's room where they're going to be spending periods of time in this space, you want to make sure that the choices you make are helping them to be as comfortable as possible. And this is true for every bedroom occupant. You're going to have guiding points that are going to lead you in the right direction if you apply the factors and ask the right questions before designing the space. And in the end, you should have a very functional bedroom that serves the occupant, is also aesthetically pleasing, and is the best design for that space, for that occupant at this time. Please subscribe and click the bell so that you're notified when the next video goes live. If you would like more information on how to create the aesthetics that you're looking to create in your space, then watch some of my previous videos where I address space planning, color scheme, choosing furnishings, and other things that you will find helpful in creating the very best design for your space. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I hope this video has been helpful and not confusing. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you will subscribe and click the bell so that you are notified when the next video is uploaded. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart, and I will see you in the next one. If you enjoyed this video, here is another one you may enjoy, and also a playlist.